Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and WebDesignTechTips.com. Well, we got another weather related one for you today. We did rain the other day, and after that somebody asked if we could do snow, so we did this one. Today we're going to have a bit of lightning going on. And if you look at this page here, it's got sort of random flashes of lightning type bolts that appear, different intervals, different lengths, different amounts of branches coming off of them. Really easy to do, and again I've written all the code for you. In this video today we're just going to build this quick section, make it full page and add the code. So let's get started. I'm going to add a new page. We'll give it a name and use the Divi builder, and let's just get rid of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and build from scratch. Of course, you can apply this to an existing build if you have one. Let's just throw in quick call to action. And again, I'm not going to go through this. If you want to put a call to action in there, put your title there, put what you want your button to say right there, and it'll show up when we put the link in a minute. And obviously your content here. I'm going to click on the link. As soon as I put this link in for a button, you'll see it turn up right there. I'm just going to use a little hashtag for my placeholder, and there's the button right there. Perfect. Okay, all I'm going to do now is take away that background. Well, in fact, let's just change it to a black perhaps, and take the opacity down to 40 or 50%. Reason it turns grey is because the white behind is bleeding through there. Great. Well, let's make our section a little more interesting so you can see the lightning on top of it. Blue tab for a section there. I'm going to go in. I'm going to give it a little black background image. Third tab across. We've got a whole video on backgrounds. Have a look at our Divi for Beginners playlist. If you want to learn more about backgrounds, you can really get some amazing things going. I'm going to hit the plus sign. And let's put a similar picture in as we had before. There it is. I've gone for a fairly dark type picture so that it actually stands out. Now while I'm in here, let's make this full width for a bit of drama. Obviously you don't have to do this. To do that, I'm going to pop over to design. I'm sure some of you are ahead of me. Sizing, I'm going to give it a minimum width, or sorry, minimum height I should say. So that way on smaller devices it can get bigger if it needs to with whatever content. I'm going to make, instead of 100 pics, I'm going to make it VH, viewable height. And that's going to be 100% of the viewable height on any device you happen to be viewing it on. So it's an easy way to make a full screen height section. To do that, I'm going to close up sizing. Going to go in spacing just down below there. Let's give it 25 viewable height on top perhaps. That works for me. Great. Well, here comes the fun part. Going to add a code module. Little plus to add a new module. There's the code module. Now I'm not going to step through this. I've done all the work for you. If I go over to my GitHub over here, I'll put this link below the video. We've got some CSS here in the style tags. And we've got some JavaScript, and I'll take you through it a little bit in a moment. Script tags there, the JavaScript. Basically, you want to select all of this. Make sure you get it from that closing script tag all the way up to the opening style tag at the top there. Select it, Control C to copy. You can actually download a zip if you want to. We're going to go back to our site here. In our code module, just pop your cursor in there. Control V to paste. And we've got our code in there. Now on the back end, you're not going to see anything. Once we exit the Visual Builder, you'll actually see this code. And if we go up to the top, I'll just take you through it briefly. We've got a class name at the top called Lightning, and that's what we need to give whatever section we want these lightning bolts to appear on. And as I mentioned in the last couple of videos, when you write a class name in code, it needs a dot or a period in front of it. When you apply it to an element, it doesn't need that. So I'm going to copy the lightning without the dot there. So it's just the word lightning, or you can just type it in if you want to. I'm going to save our little code module. I'm going to go into my section, because this is where we want it to appear on top of. We're going to go into the Advanced tab, CSS IDs and classes. It's a class name. Make sure you put it in the class and not the ID. Class names will not work if you put them in the ID unless you have an ID with the same name. And then it's still not going to do what you want it to do. Okay, let's go back into our little code module. Now, the lightning bolts themselves, we're using position absolute. They're going to start at the top left, but the JavaScript's going to randomize that for us. I've got them so that there's no pointer events, so you can click on anything that's behind them, like the buttons and things like that. The actual lightning path, that's the sort of forky bit. We've got that here. You can make it any color you want. I've kind of got it as a white. Stroke width, how wide they are, and I'll demo this in a minute for you. If you want to make them wider, you can up that number there. The flicker time is the amount it sort of flickers and stays on screen. And again, you can up that if you want them to stay on the screen longer. I've got a little bit of a drop shadow on them just for a little glow effect. And you can make this any color you want. We're using RGBAs here. Of course, you can use hex colors or whatever colors you need to use for yours. And we're actually making the flicker using keyframes and animation there. So they're invisible halfway along, and they're fully visible at the beginning and the end right there. Okay, if we go down, we've got our script here, and it's just giving them a random horizontal and a random vertical position here. And if I roll down a bit more, mine, I've given them sort of 1 to 3 branches that fork off there. If you want to make them more, you can do up that 3 or the 1 there. And it'll be between, well, you can make that a 5 and a 1. Or if you don't want any straight ones, you can make that a 2, and the least it'll have will be 2 there. That's pretty much all you need to know. I've put some notes in here that if you do want to adjust some other things like a duration, and the random interval between the lightning strikes, I've got 1 second to 3 seconds. You can change that right there. Great, well, let's save this and see if it's going to work on the front end. I'm sure it is. Save our changes. Save the page changes. As I mentioned earlier, don't expect to see it once you've got the builder running. Once we exit the builder, it should turn up. I'm going to save draft, and let's exit the visual builder. And there it is. There's our first little strike. There's another one right there. And as you can see, some of them are a straight line just like that. Some of them have got multiple forks. Some of them reach to the bottom. Some of them only go halfway. And it almost looks like they're striking these buildings here because of that. That's quite a cool little effect. Like I say, you can make them thicker if you want to, or you can have them stay on screen a bit longer if you want to. Let's just demo how to do that for you, and we should be good to go. So again, I'm going to enable my visual builder. Let's go down to our code module, which is just down here. Now, as code modules don't take up much real estate, if you need to, you can hit the little purple button, go to wireframe mode if you have trouble getting to it or can't find it. Great way of mapping out your sections and things. Once you're there, you can get in there. Flip back to whatever view you like to work on. Okay, I'm going to up the width of the stroke there by lightning path right here. I'm going to change that perhaps to a 4, so it should be twice as wide. Let's just change it to a light blue perhaps as well, the color. And the flicker itself, I'm going to make that perhaps 0.4 of a second, which again will be slightly longer. I don't think I want to adjust anything else here. Let's save that and see what we've got now. Save draft or publish if you're ready, and we'll exit the visual builder. As you can see, those lightning bolts are now actually blue. They're twice as thick, and the flicker is staying there for 0.4 of a second. I think for me, I like them a little skinnier. I like the blue though. Let's just change that back to 2 and 2. So again, let's enable the visual builder. Go back down to our little code module. I'm going to change that back to a 2 so it's skinny like it was before. I'm going to leave that light blue. I quite like that. May not be bright enough for some. And the flicker, again, I'm going to change that back to how it was, which was 0.2. But play around with it, make it your own. And again, let's save, see what we've got. And there we have it. There's our little skinnier fault lightning now with that blue colour. Kind of works with that background sky that we've got going on there. And again, they're randomly sort of almost looking like they're touching those roofs there. I could have actually put a little glow on the end of them that make them look like they were striking something. But there you go, guys. There's a bit of lightning for you. So we covered rain, snow and lightning. Don't know that I'll do any more weather. But that's a fun little effect. And things like that happen, so it's really going to get people's attention. And of course it will work on tablet and mobile. If I hit my F12 key here, get my inspector out of the way, let's have a look at it on tablet and mobile. There it is on a tablet. Let's have a look on perhaps a mobile phone. And there we have it on a little mobile phone. You may find that some devices block that, but it seems to work fine for me at the moment. Let's get out of this. So there you go, guys. Here's how to add a little bit of lightning. Really easy to do. Like I said, I've written all the code for you, and you'll find this link down below. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below. I'll do my best to answer them or make a little demo video just like this one. If you've enjoyed this today, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.